this season. He had 28 points and a triple-double versus the Cavs on December 29th. The first Knick with a 25-point triple-double since Carmelo Anthony in 2012. Bravo, bravo. But that ain't good enough. I appreciate the job that Julius Randle is doing. I appreciate the coaching job that Tom Thibodeau is doing. The fact that the New York Knicks are 5-6 should tell you all you need to know, because it's a cause for celebration. That's why. Look, ladies and gentlemen, I'm trying to be cool because I'm hosting the show. I have to be composed, and I understand that. But for those of you who know me that know that I am a diehard New York Knicks fan because I'm a native New Yorker and I've been starving for a championship since 1973, I want you to take a moment, if you got any kind of heart inside of you, to feel a little bit sorry for me. I'm a native New Yorker from Queens, New York, born in the Bronx, been rooting for the New York Knicks all my life. And even though I'm not averse to seeing a team in New York really elevating themselves, it would be nice if the Knicks were a part of the mix. But that's not the case here. I got KD in Brooklyn. I got Kyrie when he wants to play in Brooklyn. And now James Harden is in Brooklyn. And the New York Knicks have given me Julius Randle. And oh, by the way, I wanted them to draft Tyrese Halliburton, who's averaging 12 points a game and doing well for Sacramento. And they drafted Obi Toppin, who I'm hopeful will play more than one game this season. I'm going to be cool. Still ahead, answering the key questions surrounding Kyrie Irving's absence. How Brooklyn's blockbuster deal for James Harden impacts Kyrie's uncertain future. Kendrick Perkins will be back. He weighs in. Plus, stay tuned to find out who lands on my "Oh No You Didn't" list from around the NBA. Don't touch that dial. More to come in a minute.
You are watching Sports Center with Stephen A. Smith, presented by
Live from the Seaport District, NYC, brought to you by Chase. Coming up next on ESPN, Kevin Durant and the Brooklyn Nets take on the New York Knicks. But again, the big news today, KD will be reunited with James Harden for the first time since they both were in OKC in the 2012 NBA Finals. Following the trade, the Nets now have the second best odds to win the NBA championship, trailing only the Los Angeles Lakers. The Milwaukee Bucks dropped to the fourth best odds to win the championship, just behind the Los Angeles Clippers. The wonderful Malika Andrews is at Madison Square Garden right now for the Nets and Knicks, next on ESPN. Malika, what was it like in the arena when the Nets trade for James Harden went down?
Oh, the excitement was palpable, Stephen A. And I know as a Knicks fan, this might pain you a little bit, but even Knicks employees, Madison Square Garden employees, the arena was buzzing when that trade came down. And Steve Nash, before the game, remember, he's not allowed to talk about another team's player, which technically right now James Harden still is. So he repeatedly said that he cannot comment, but he did say, in terms of one of the most pressing questions facing this Nets team, which is how are they going to blend the egos and personalities of their superstars. He said that it's going to come down to connectivity and balance within the team, because he knows that this team needs to see themselves as greater than the sum of their parts, Stephen A.
The Nets once again are without Kyrie Irving, Malika. He's out for personal reasons. What's the latest with him?
Well, remember, at this point, I'm seeing Knicks fans, Nets fans, New York fans saying, well, Kyrie's going to come back now, right? Because they got James Harden. Slow down. Remember that this is no longer a decision for Kyrie Irving. It isn't even a decision for the Nets, because it is in the hands of the league at this point, Stephen A. The league is reviewing to see whether or not COVID protocols, their health and safety protocols, were broken. If they deem that they were in those videos that were circulating at a family birthday party, then he could face a quarantine, and that would further delay his return to the court, which we know he is out, sources have told Adrian Wojnarowski and myself, until at least Saturday.
Malika Andrews, live from the Nets game tonight. Keep up the great work. Thank you so much. Let's transition back to the one and only Kendrick Perkins. Now, Kendrick Perkins, you spoke about the Brooklyn Nets. You asked about where's the defense. That doesn't appear to be a concern you have when it comes to the Philadelphia 76ers, who, if I remember correctly, you're predicting is coming out of the East. What about the fact that they didn't end up getting Harden when clearly they at least made an attempt to do so?
Well, because right now, when you look at this Philadelphia 76ers team, they're playing agenda-free basketball, and they look like a family on the defensive end and the offensive end. You have guys being stars in their role. By the way, Joel Embiid is looking like the MVP, like he's on the verge of winning it. Ben Simmons is a Defensive Player of the Year candidate. You have Danny Green, who's knocking down three-point shots, and then again, Steph Curry. Everybody want to talk about how he can shoot the lights out, but it's more to his game than just that. And when you look at the Philadelphia 76ers bench, they have more depth than the Brooklyn Nets. Okay. And I'm here to tell you, Stephen A., we cannot trust Kyrie Irving.
That's where I'm going.
We're only 11 games in. Okay, go ahead.
That's where I'm going with it. I was going to ask you about that. Talk to me about Kyrie Irving. Talk to me about Kyrie Irving being out for personal reasons. He's missed the last 5 games. How should we be feeling about Kyrie Irving right now? How should the Nets be feeling about Kyrie Irving right now, especially since they just acquired James Harden?
They should be very, very worried about Kyrie Irving. And I think this is part of the fact that the Nets actually went on ahead and pushed the trade, because they do have concerns about Kyrie Irving. Because if you're 10 or 11 games into the season and Kyrie just decides to go MIA, who's the hell to tell you that he's not going to do that come first round of the playoffs? This guy is unpredictable. You never know what he's thinking. And Kyrie is a major concern, but I think they got James Harden part of the insurance policy.
Based on what Kyrie Irving has done thus far, Kendrick Perkins, I could easily make him a part of this next segment coming up, but I won't. You know what time it is, Kendrick Perkins. Put on your seatbelt. Buckle up. Here it comes, y'all. Oh, no, you didn't. Oh, no, you didn't. All right, you got to get to my list. Here's number 5 on the list. Rookie Tyrese Halliburton, who the New York Knicks should have drafted instead of Obi Toppin, dropping 15 points in the 4th quarter last night, hitting a late game dagger to help win the game for the Sacramento Kings. That's Tyrese Halliburton. This brother can ball, shooting about 50% from 3-point range. The brother is special. That's who the New York Knicks should have drafted. Oh, no, you didn't. Draft someone other than Tyrese Halliburton, the New York Knicks. Oh, no, you didn't. Let's go to number 4. I told y'all this dude is going to make a weekly appearance on this. Look at Andre Drummond hold the ball for an eternity. What on earth is he doing? Then he finally dropped it. Look at that. Oh, my Lord. I don't even know that. I can't stop showing it. I can't stop showing it. How are you going to shoot a layup like that? That makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. After holding the ball for an eternity, look at this layup. I can shoot that. I can shoot that. If that's all that's required to make it in the NBA, hire me. Let's go to number 3 on the list right here. Rookie Anthony Edwards from Minnesota. You know what? You need a 3 to tie the game. This guy drives into the lane, forgets that he needs a 3 until the last second, and then ends up committing the turnover. No, you didn't. Oh, no, you didn't. Forget the score of the game. But who should I call you, Anthony Edwards? You sure I shouldn't say your name is J.R. Edwards? For those of you who know the NBA, you know where I'm going with that. I'll leave it at that. Let's go to number 2 on the list, please. Dwight Howard is a center. Why is he dribbling the ball on the perimeter? Look at this layup. Oh, my goodness. What is he thinking about right here? That's worse than Andre Drummond. I take it back, Andre Drummond. You might not be a weekly guest on this. This might be Dwight Howard. Look at that layup right there. Kendrick Perkins never even tried to lay up like that. What is that about, Dwight Howard? You just want a ring in L.A. Come on. Speaking of L.A., let's go to number 1 on the list. LeBron James about to hit a 3. You usually shoot and look, but he turns around, looks at his teammate, Dennis Schrader, who he had a bet with, doesn't even look at his shot. LeBron James thinking he's Steph Curry for a moment right there, throwing in that 3-pointer, all net right there, turns around before it even goes in. He knew it, handled his business. Look at the reaction from the bench on a positive note at a time when we're talking about the James Hardens of the world in Houston, the Kyrie Irvings. Look at those guys support LeBron James, a champion and a leader, giving props where it's due. Another champion, another leader. The name is Kevin Durant, also known as KD, warming up at the Garden. Knicks look like they're in trouble tonight.